Hey, what is going guys? Tommy here, and today video I'm bringing you guys a guide how to do the rotation and what's your talent for PvP and PvE for Venthyr Warrior. And this is just basically a guide, or this is how I basically do it, or use what kind of specific talent for Arms Warrior as a Venthyr. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So here, as you guys can see, I have my talents set up. Um, so let me briefly explain to you what of each does and why do I run it, why do I want to use them, and yeah. All right, so we have sudden death. I don't really use War Machine. I don't, use Score Splitter as well. But sudden death is something that you would want it to go as a Venthyr Warrior, neither PvP or PvE. So sudden death is a talent that will give you a chance of proccing Condemn, and it will do maximum damage, which is 40 rage. And doesn't matter what they're hit with. It's just sometimes it will proc, you use it, and if it crit, it will do a lot of damage. And Sun Death is something I would go because despite of being a Venti warrior and Condemn is hitting hard already, but having a free Condemn, you know why not, right? All right, next up we got Stormbolt. Um, you can run double time actually. I don't really run impending victory, but I could try that later on. But double time is, something that you would want it to only for charging and gaining more rage. But I don't think you need that. You as a warrior, you just need to sustain in PvP, and you don't really want it to go aggressive, or otherwise you could die within a second. So you don't want to go aggressive unless if you know having your defensive on, your Dive Sword, Rally Cry, defensive stand, so on and so forth. Unless you have that, you can just try to go in, burst, go back out, and try to live. Um, yeah, as a Venthyr Warrior, I do that all the time. But yeah, all right, let's get back to the point here. We got Stormbolt. So Stormbolt is something I would recommend you guys because it's very effective. What it does is it will stun your enemies for 4 seconds, and the plan was the plan is you guys wanted to go for a DPS or a healer, just go ahead use Stormbolt, stun one of them, and try to nuke one the other. All right, so when I run twos or threes, I just stun the healer and always call my friend to tell my friend to burn the other one. He's a red pally, of course he's doing a lot of damage. So we take turns to stun the healers, and we just burst one of the DPS. You can use Stormbolt to heal your teammates, like in like many cases. So they chasing the healer, you intervene them, you can go ahead and Stormbolt and try to let your healer um, LOS them, heal, and get back to the game. All right, next up we got Mascara. Mascara is something that I always go. Now Ren is I haven't tried it yet, but it was pretty good back in Legion. I used Ren a lot back in Legion, but not ever since Legion ends. Um, Fairer Fairer of Battle, nah. It's just something else that it's just something that I don't use. But Mascara is pretty good. Um, so below 35% health, you can just use your Condemn. Sometimes it will crit, will do a lot of damage, and that will go on top of Death Sense, which I will explain later on in the video. Um, so yeah, it's pretty good. Um, let's get into the next one. So the next one we got Defensive Stance. Um, so Defensive Stand is something that I always get in Arena, Rated Battleground, PvP, like PvP related. I always run Defensive Stance. Why? Well, because sometimes you can just get jumped by Rogue or something like that, or you know, you can get, you know, you can take shit tons of damage, and you can die possibly. So you can just defensive stance. It will reduce damage taken by 20% and your damage done by 10%, which is not bad. It's like more survivability. So as I mentioned before, arms warrior, the main thing is they just need to sustain in the fight and try to live like for late games. But yeah, you can try if a Venthyr warrior, if you're a Venthyr warrior, you can just burst in the beginning and then just try to scale the game. Um, After the first minute, your enemy will use all their cooldowns, and if you live, then you can just win because you're a warrior. You have a lot of sustainability. You can just use your combo and so on and so forth. We got Warbreaker next. Now Warbreaker is something I always go for. Um, it's very useful. You do like 30% more damage for 10 seconds, which is a lot. Um, so yeah, Warbreaker is something that you would go for PvP or PvE. I don't use this one, and I don't use Cleave at all. Cleave is for something that I would say Mythic Plus, but I still run Warbreaker for Mythic Plus as well. It doesn't matter. But yeah, we got Deadly Calm, Avatar, and In for the Kill. Now I don't use In for the Kill for this row right here, but sometimes I'm using Deadly Calm. So Avatar, if you're running with your with a comp that doesn't have a lot of dispel, you can run for Avatar. And what that does is when you use it, you will do 20 more percent damage, and it will ignore all roots and snares. So you just basically, kind of freely roaming around and, you know, chasing healers or do whatever within 20 seconds there. And it has 1.5 minutes cooldown. But for Deadly Calm, you know, it's pretty good. I would say it's pretty good, but it's not as good as Avatar because Avatar is when you use it, you will generate 20 rage, right? Which when you charge into an enemy, you will automatically get 20 rage and use your overpower, and it will generate some more after, I guess. Then you go ahead and condemn. Sometimes a crit. It will do more and more damage. It will stack more damage. And on top of that, you can use Warbreaker to, you know, do more damage with condemn. But Deadly Calm is an ability. If you use it, you can get 4 free cast for free, so you don't have to, cost a single rage. So Deadly Calm is not bad because it's like a minute cooldown, so it's pretty good. So you use well, like when you use it, and you can just rotate, do your rotation, Mortal Strike, Slam, Condemn, so on and so forth, and you do that. You do it 4 times, and you won't cost a single rage. Not bad. But however, I run Avatar for PvP. But you guys, neither of you guys wanted to use Deadly Calm or Avatar. It doesn't matter. It's still good. But yeah, I use Avatar. So we have Anger Management, Dreadnought, and Ravager. I don't really use Ravager or Anger Management at all. I just stick with Dreadnought. Why? Well, because um your overpower has 2 charges, and after you use 2 charges right here, which I'm showing you guys right now, 1, 2, and it will make your more strike deal more damage. So yeah, it's pretty good. It recharges pretty fast. This is the regular damage for more strike. Okay, that crit, but without crit, it would be like 2k ish, I would say. Yeah, 2k ish. But if you have this on, charges 2 times with overpower, and you hit that, and 4k, if it crit, maybe 8k. So um, so you wanted to go for Dreadnought here. Secondly, we have PvP talents. So I always run Shortened Blade because something that well, when it has to do something with Mortal Strike, then I always use that. But in this case, it's very, very good. So when you active Shorten Blade, your next Mortal Strike will deal 15 increased damage. So 15 increased damage with 2 overpower cast, and you use that. So you have 40% and 15% here, and boom. And if it's crit, it could possibly go up to 100, to like what, more than like, minimum damage is 5k, crit more than 10k, of course. So Short Blade is good, and you will reduce healing the target that you just hit for 50% for 6 seconds. Super good. I would suggest you guys running this. And next up, we got Master of Command. So Master of Command is something I always run. Well, not always, but it's very effective, very useful, um, in terms of saving yourself and saving your teammates. Um, so you get this. Excuse me. You get this. What it will do is it will reduce your rally cry. It will reduce your rally cry by 2 minutes, and will grant you 15 more additional health, which is pretty good. It will save your teammates a lot, actually, in many way, shape, or form. So that is something I would go. But if you guys see like a rogue or a warrior, go ahead and change it to disarm, because you need disarm to um, maybe survive, because how warrior and rogues are doing a lot of damage. So maybe you can try to peel off your healer or a DPS in your team. You intervene them, and a rogue pops out. Go ahead and disarm one of them, or disarm the rogue, and just try to save your teammates. And he will he'll just sit there for I will say 6 seconds, not doing anything, and your teammates have a chance to run, heal up, do whatever to live. But yeah, disarm is something I would go. And same for warrior. If the warrior is just sitting on your healer, intervene your healer, disarm the warrior, and just heroic leap out, go back to the target that you were focusing before, um, which is good. So death sentence here, as I mentioned before, I'll explain in a bit, and why it's working so great with Mascara. So Mascara is something, it's a talent that you can charge. You can use your condemn where the target is below 35%. And sometimes if you use your combo and rotation correctly, um, Warbreaker, Mortal Strike, you do all that, and sometimes it will get down to 35%, and you use Condemn. Maybe sometimes it will crit and it will automatically kill your opponent within like a second after you proc Condemn. If it crit, it will die instantly at 35%. It happened to me before. It was pretty satisfying. But yeah, Mascara, go with Descent. Descent is pretty darn good. So what that sentence does is that when you cast a condemn into an enemy, it will automatically charge into that target that you were focusing on. So it's basically a free charge. This is why you don't need double time, because double time you can just charge in. Of course, you will get rage, but in this case right here, if you charge in with your condemn, you will lost rage, but the enemy will take damage. So yeah, that is really good. So this is basically it for the talents and PvP talent stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into my conduits, which I'm gonna show you guys right here. So for conduits, I run uh, this Mistblade here. This of course will give you like more haste over time, like 20% more haste for 10 seconds, which is pretty good. For the first row right here, I run Condemn. So what this does is Ashen Juggernaut. It will give you more chance of you know procking critting Condemn. So it's pretty good. I will show you guys a rotation in a bit. My crit is pretty low though. Not gonna lie, but is like PvP is more like sustainability. You just gotta stay alive and to live. But Ashen Juggernaut is something I'll go, or you could try Mortal Combo. These two are working very good in PvP because, more combo is will give you 13% chance to trigger a second mortal strike. So you basically mortal strike once and maybe proc another one without causing any rage. But yeah, Ashen Juggernaut is since I'm running low on crit, so that's why I wanted to use Ashen Juggernaut here to do more crit damage with Condemn. But yeah, that is something I would run. But however, you can run mortal combo if you want to. So next up we got Inspiring Presence. And what this does is, again, Rally Cry. It will increase your health by 28%. Yeah, yeah, 28%. It's a lot. And with on top of that, with this is something you can be killed. And I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my stats right here. My crit, haste, and mastery is not very crazy, but my verse is almost like 25%. So in terms of PvPing, you need to stack verse. It's very good because as I mentioned before, sustainability. You just gotta stay alive, and stacking verse is it's not that bad, but it's something that I would do to you know for PvP to stay alive, of course. But yeah, stacking more verse um will give you more damage. Like you do more damage and you heal a lot more than usual, and your damage taken is decreased by whichever percentage of your verses. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys my rotation here for single target, but I'm gonna go ahead and you know do the sweeping strike, whatever that is. Yeah, sweeping strike. So I always use sweeping strike right here for cleave and then just charge in with my avatar proccing up. Oh, it just parried my it just parried my Warbreaker here, and you guys see that 11k proc right there from Condemn. So that was pretty good. But if it has Warbreaker, 30 more percent more damage, then I'll probably hitting for like 15k, I would say. So yeah, it's not bad. But yeah, after you spending all your rage, just go ahead and spin. Um, so Blaze Storm is also pretty good when they're stacking up together. Just charge in Warbreaker and go ahead and spin right away. Use your Blaze Storm right away. You don't want to do single target in that case. You just want to Warbreaker and spin. And what it does is give you it will give them grievous wound. They will bleed, and they're taking a lot of damage from that. And after that, you can try to do your rotation and your combo or whatever. But yeah, so that is basically it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this guide. If you guys have any questions or concerns, please let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.